Hey, shalom. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honor to the apostles and those great millstone. Peace and blessing to y'all. Keep pushing this truth throughout the four winds. All right, this is just a little topic that going through speaking to people. And a thing that comes up a lot is people in Christianity seem to think that when it says till all be fulfilled is actually when who they call Jesus, which name is Yahweh Shai, when he dies, all was fulfilled and they basically don't have to keep the law anymore. Okay, like this is a major thing, like just talking to people. You know what I'm saying? They just seem to believe that this was done away. This after he died, everything ended to where it would have to be no law keeping. He basically kept all the laws perfect, so we don't have to basically keep the laws at all. You know, that's the this is what they get from this. Okay. So you see I entitled the video till all be fulfilled. The law is a requirement. Okay, it's required that we keep the law. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to save us, but it's a part of the spiritual gumbo, as I like to call it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get to the kingdom without the key ingredients. All right? Luke 4:18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. Okay? The gospel, the good news. Okay, now this is what makes poor. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt become very low. So high and low, if you look at how we are today, we will be considered low. Why? Because we're poverty stricken. Okay, we're impoverished. That's low. And they rule everything. So that's poor. So we're supposed to speak the good news to the poor. Hey, we once were in a high position, but we failed because we didn't keep these laws. Okay? So now that these people at the bottom, they know this, but we shall return to our natural state. Okay, this is part of the gospel, the good news. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted. Why would you be brokenhearted? Because you're in a low state. Okay, you're not reigning. You don't have no power into having your hands into what's being laws and things are being put forth. You have no say so in. So if something is wicked, you just have to go with it, because that's exactly what is being told. That's being brokenhearted. Okay, it's kind of like the laws they push today is laws of like just unrighteous things, unrighteous decrees. We have no say so in it. Okay, so these things are basically, they break our minds. Okay, it hurts to have to sit here and look at all this wickedness. To preach deliverance to the captives. Who's captives right now? And these same curses in Deuteronomy 28, did it not say we will go into slavery on slave ships again? Okay, so that's who, this is the good news. This is who the gospel is to. And recovering the sight of the blind. Now, let me see. Okay, look. Let's go down to this Baruch. But let me read this Matthew 20 and 16 first. But it shows right here, when we read Deuteronomy 28, it says, the stranger shall get above you. Okay, if they're strangers and the promise wasn't to them, and they're going to be made high, we're low right now. Okay, so Matthew 20 and 16. So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, and few chosen. So this is what we have here. Okay, This is what we have. We have a role reversal, but this is what's supposed to be preached. The people of Israel, or the elect, they're supposed to be told this good news that you're not going to always be of a low value. Now, going to this, preach deliverance to captives and recovering the sight of the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. To be bruised is to be hurt. Okay? Now, recovery of the sight of the blind. This is what this goes to in Baruch 2:30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, see that? Who was we supposed to speak these words to? To preach deliverance to the captives and recovering the sight of the blind. So, this good news, when it goes to these brokenhearted people that are lowly in a low state, this is what would happen to them. But in the land of their when you're preaching to these people in the land of their captivity, whose captives, they shall remember themselves. This is the whole point in preaching this gospel. Everybody didn't go into captivity. That wasn't part of everyone's curses. Okay? They shall remember themselves. And that, when them remembering themselves and recovering the sight of the blind, in Luke 4:25, or 4:18. It says, in recovering the sight of blind. That's how we will remember ourselves. Okay? It says, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear. Why? Because your sight and your memory has been recovered. Okay? You have it back to what it used to be. Okay? It says, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And all these things are being brought into remembrance, but it's to a certain people. Everybody did not go into captivity. Everybody wasn't the chosen people from the beginning. This is to a particular people. That's why it tells you in the curses, if you basically need a sign and wonder of who you are, these curses are going to pinpoint it, because I'm going to have my men set up doing these things. Okay? It's not hard. It's real simple. Okay, it's real simple. Verse 19 in Luke 4:19, the 4th chapter. It says, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord, and be closed, and he closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister, and sat down, and the eyes of them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him, and began to say to them, this day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. So now it's being made known. All these things are fulfilled. That's the whole topic here. All these things are fulfilled. So these things must happen. Okay? They must happen. When Yahushua died, that wasn't the end of the fulfillment. Okay? So if that's the end of the fulfillment, when we go back up here to verse 18, why would we preach deliverance? Who's been delivered? These low and poor people, they haven't been delivered yet. Okay? If that's the case, that means Yahushua already came back. So we're preaching deliverance because he's going to come back and save this people who's brokenhearted, who's poor, who's the bottom of everything. They're going to be put back on top. Okay? And that's why it says, one jot or one tittle till all be fulfilled. All has not been fulfilled yet. If all has been fulfilled, this is basically the kingdom. How could this be the kingdom when homosexuality is running rampant? We're on the verge of like the last war to be in this place. This kingdom is falling down. Okay? No one's beating their instruments of war to plowshares. Okay? Now everything is turning into a weapon of war. So this can't be it. This can't be the kingdom. This can't be what was to be fulfilled. Yahushua didn't come back already. All those things weren't fulfilled. If it were, then why is Christianity relevant to where people believe that Jesus is coming back to save? It makes no sense. Okay? Everything being fulfilled has to be fulfilled before the great day, heaven, rulership. All right? So this is what has to happen first. Okay? It says, and all bear him witness and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, is this not Joseph's son? So he was prophesying, all these things must happen. Okay? It must happen. Just like Isaiah quoted it. Okay? It must happen. There's no way things are going to go forward until all these things are fulfilled. It says, and he said unto them, ye will surely say unto me this proverb, physician, heal thyself. Whatsoever we have heard done in Capernaum, do also in thy country. And he said, verily, I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country. But I tell you of a truth, many widows were in Israel in the days of Elias, when the heaven was shut up 3 years and 6 months, when a great famine is throughout all the land. Okay? Many widows. Throughout famine. Okay, famine is a lack of. But now it's no more lack of, because it's men that's going to be preaching these things. All right? So the things that must be fulfilled when Yahushua came back are basically prophecies. They have to be fulfilled. Okay? The men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua raised up. The men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua preaching the good news. Okay? All these things have to happen. And the law is a part of those things. That's not solely what's going to save you. But you have to keep the law. I mean, that's common sense, bruh. That's common sense. A lack of faith in not keeping the law is the reason why we're in this situation now. Okay, having to defend the gospel. Because we fell off badly. So it's no way these things are going to turn righteous by not keeping the law. Like Yahushua didn't come to basically say, okay, I'm keeping all these laws so you can basically live the way you want to live. Christians can't have it both ways. Okay? You can't say you have to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? And then on the back hand say, we don't follow the commandments anymore. We don't keep the laws anymore. How is that even possible? What are you going to be judged on? You're not going to be judged on being a good citizen, bruh. That's impossible. It's Edomites that do good deeds. You know what I'm saying? So that's null and void, bruh. Okay, so all has not been fulfilled. So the law is still a requirement. You can't go around and just, I'm going to commit adultery. But and that's just like when Israel had, in the book of Hebrews, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, there was so many laws being broken, and all Israel would say was, well, I got a ram on standby for that. You know what I'm saying? That's how people think. I'm going to commit this sin against Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but I'm going to have a bullet right here, so when I finish, I can, bro, that's how Negroes think, bro. Okay? So all was not fulfilled. The law is still relevant, and you must keep it, but you have to be Israel first. I hope this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostle, Nel's great millstone. Peace and blessing to you. I can push the truth throughout the four winds. Shalom.